Welcome to Shine Movement Space. Today I'll be using an at-home reformer kit, but if you don't have one of these systems, this class can also be done using light hand weights. We'll target the shoulders, arms, and abdominals with a fun challenge. We'll be working unilaterally, holding the band or weight in one hand while the deep core stabilizers work to keep us centered. I hope this class helps you feel grounded and attuned to your body. Find yourself a place to anchor your bands, and let's get moving and shine together. Hello, thanks so much for joining me. We're going to start seated today. We'll be facing away from our anchor if you're using resistance bands or a reformer at-home kit like I am. If you have weights, just make sure your sitting bones are nice and grounded. You can leave the weights and leave the bands to the side for just one moment. We're going to warm up our spine a bit. We're going to start sitting nice and tall, reaching long out of the crown of our head, and then we're just taking a few upper body circles here. So we lean over to the side, we bend, hinging forward, and then you can kind of scoop, hollowing out your spine to the back. Circling that upper body around, getting the spine moving a little bit, and also kind of warming up the hips a little bit. You can kind of feel them start to loosen up as you make those upper body circles. Let's do one more this direction. Very nice. And then we're going to reverse the direction so you can come tall in the center. You shift over to the opposite side, and then we circle back and around. Just kind of loosening up the body for the movement today. You have two more. And getting centered, focusing your mind on the movement. Very nice. Come back up to center now. We'll sit tall on top of our sitting bones. Nice long neck. Raise those arms up, and then we're going to rotate to one side. You can place your hand above that knee and rotate, looking over your shoulder. Inhale. On the exhale, let's come back up through the middle. Inhale, and then exhale, rotate, looking over the opposite shoulder. Nice long spine. Inhale. On the exhale, we come back up to center. One more each side. We inhale and exhale. Nice long spine, looking over our shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Open up to the other side. Inhale. And exhale, scoop back up to center. Open the arms, and then we'll grab one end of that core first, and we're going to put our palm inside the core first. We're working one arm today in the straps or one weight on the side. Part of the challenge of today's exercises is going to be to find stability with those deep stabilizing muscles so that our body isn't pulled to one side using only one strap. All right, let's get started. We're nice and tall on our sitting bones. You're going to bring both elbows glued in toward your sides, making sure the rib cage is closed in the front. We inhale, nice long spine, and exhale, extend both arms out. Inhale to bend them in, and exhale, extend them long forward. Really working on that inner stability. I want you to make sure you're at a distance from the anchor that you can maintain an even torso here. So shoulders and hips are both pointing the same direction. The tendency with one arm in the strap is going to be that that opposite arm rotates forward, but we really want to make sure we're stabilizing through our shoulders, keeping shoulders and hips facing the same direction. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale, abdominals pull towards the spine, and inhale. On the next one, we exhale. We open arms side, palms are up. They only go so far that we keep the rib cage closed. Then we close the arms together, thinking pinky fingers coming towards each other, and bend them in. Exhale, arms serve forward, nice long neck. Inhale, open side. We exhale, close the hands together. Inhale, bend the elbows in. A few more like that. We exhale, send the arms away. Nice tall spine, abdominals. Pull towards the spine as the arms reach away. We use our breath to close the arms center. Bend the elbows in. One more like that. Inhale forward. Or exhale forward, excuse me. Inhale, open side. Don't shift through your pelvis or upper body if your arms are getting tired. Bend them in. You have half of one. We exhale, serve the arms forward. We inhale to open side. Now we're going to pop our elbows towards the back wall. We exhale, we hug the arms together in the center. Inhale, open side. Really making sure that the opposite sitting bone of the arm that's in the core first, so for me that's my right side, is really staying grounded into the mat. Exhale and inhale. Two more. Exhale and inhale. One more. Exhale. Keep the arms closed in the center. You can clasp your hands if that helps. I want you to make sure that that strap is above the elbow. Elbows are lifted. Inhale, rotate towards that strap side, and exhale, rotate back to center. Inhale, rotate away, and exhale, back to center. A few more like that. Inhale to rotate. Exhale, abdominals pull towards the spine as you come back to center. Inhale. And exhale, staying nice and tall on those sitting bones and trying to at least inhale. One more. And exhale back to center. Good. Extend your arms forward. You're going to extend your legs as well. From here, you're going to do a lovely move where we walk our bum as forward as we can while keeping that shoulder stability. Find an even pelvis here. We bend our knees, rolling down. I'm going to scoot a little more forward. We bend our knees, rolling down one vertebrae at a time to the mat with control, trying to stay even in the center and not letting that strap pull us. Very nice. If you need to, you can scoot your bum a little bit further down, making sure that you feel a little bit of tension with your hands towards the ceiling. From here, I want you to bend your elbows, glue them towards your side, and then just make sure your neck is nice and long, rib cage closed in the front, and we press the hands towards our hips and bend. Exhale to press and bend. I want you to take this moment and really start to turn on those deep abdominal muscles to keep your hips and shoulders stable here, keeping that core centered while only one arm is pulling on the straps. How do we do that? I like to think of two magnets on my hip bones, slightly pulling together and really grounding my sitting bones into the mat. I hope that makes sense. You have one more like that. Exhale and inhale. Very nice. Open your arm to the side now. You're going to bring that other arm even, so kind of act like it's suspended in a strap. And then exhale, close the arms to the hips. Inhale, open side. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Once you feel nice and grounded through the pelvis, you have the choice to start to lift one knee up to tabletop and the other knee up to tabletop. If you find that you shift in your upper body, try to center yourself again, or just keep your feet on the floor. Keeping the stability is the most important part. You have one more. And side. Good. Bring your arms up through center. Let the hand that does not have the core first or the weight fall down to the mat. We're going to inhale, extend the Strap or weight arm back long in line with your ear. Extend the other leg long on the diagonal. We exhale, bend it in, press the arm down. Inhale, extend both legs long, keeping your spine nice and neutral here. So making sure as we extend arm and leg long, that we still keep the bottom rib connected to that top hip. And that we also try to avoid arching that middle spine. If you'd like a little more, you can add head, neck, and shoulder lift in the center, lifting that back arm up as well from the floor. Inhale and exhale to curl, chin to chest. Few more like this. Remembering that we have two sides. So I want you to still be able to perform the abdominal exercises on the other side. We have one more. Scoop and hold, and then lower with control. Lower one foot and the other foot, and then we're gonna open the arm side and let the arm that's free come behind your head. So we're supporting our head with that hand. We inhale here, reset the spine with an exhale, making sure we feel that core connection. We inhale. On the exhale, the Corefirst arm is gonna slide down like you're making a snow angel towards your hips. At the same time, we're adding an oblique curl. So we're curling up and over as you make that snow angel arm. Should be activating those obliques pretty darn deeply. Exhale. And inhale, open. Exhale. Making sure we stay nice and even as you open towards the ceiling. Exhale. And inhale, few more. Exhale. And inhale, using the arm behind your head to support the neck, but trying not to crunch the neck. Exhale. Sliding the ribs towards the hips. One more. Exhale. And inhale. Very nice. Reach arms and legs long. Take that Corefirst off that hand. You're free with that arm. Inhale here. Exhale, arms circle towards the hips, tip chin to chest, and roll on up. Take a nice forward fold. Take a breath. Shake it out. Very nice. Restack your spine. Let's scoot our bum back. We're going to find that cross-legged position again, and then we're doing it all on the other side. So this one you might not be able to see quite as well, but I'm going to grab that Corefirst. I'm going to start with my hips about in line with that handle. That's good for me, but you can always adjust your distance from the anchor to whatever your body needs today. All right, so we reset here. We bend our elbows in. We find that serve forward with an exhale. We inhale back to center, checking your hips and your shoulders. You want to make sure that this box here, shoulder, shoulder, hip, hip, they're nice and square, facing whatever is your front. So my camera is off to the side. I need to look my head in that direction to talk to you. But if I was doing this routine on my own, I would have that screen right in front of me so that I can face my hips and shoulders the same direction, if that makes sense. Exhale, serving forward, nice long neck, energy through the crown of your head, feeling nice and proud. And inhale in. Few more like this. Exhale forward. Hip bones grounded. Inhale back. Exhale forward. and inhale back. Let's add that open side on the next one. So we exhale forward. We open, palms up. We exhale to close, pinkies come back towards each other, and then we bend in. So we exhale forward, nice long neck. We inhale, open side. Exhale, close those pinkies together. Inhale, come on in. Making sure that that shoulder that's not attached to the core first doesn't start to open to the side. So that transverse abdominis, those inner obliques, all those deep layers of our abdominal muscles are really starting to work to keep our torso stabilized. Last one, we exhale, surf forward. We inhale, open side, hold it there. Keep that rib cage closed in the front, and then pop elbows towards the back wall. Trying to get that core first to kind of float on top of your arm. We exhale, close, hugging a tree in the center. Inhale to open. Exhale, close, find your center line. Really feel those obliques working to keep hips and shoulders stable. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. With every exhale, we think abdominals wrap towards our spine. And inhale. And on this next one, let's exhale, clasp your arms together in the center. Very nice. We inhale to open shoulders towards the side of that core first, or that weight. We exhale, close center. Inhale, spine is reaching nice and long. We exhale, close it in the center. Want to try to keep the arms and shoulders connected so the arms aren't reaching past your shoulders. You're only going as far as that torso is going to rotate. We inhale and we exhale. Few more. Inhale and exhale. And last one, inhale and exhale. Very nice. Reach your arms forward. Shoulders roll down and back. Reach your legs forward. We feel that shoulder stability as we walk our lower body away from that anchor. We try to get as far as we can, feeling even through our pelvis and shoulders. Whew. Find that energy and stability, and then you're going to slowly roll down to the mat, trying to stay centered. Ooh, not easy. Whew. With that core first pulling. Very nice. Once you're down there, you can readjust if you need to move just slightly further away from the anchor so that you feel more tension in that strap. And then find yourself nice and grounded. Hips even. Abdominals bracing the spine, rib cage closed in the front, and neck long. Same story as usual. I want you to glue your elbows towards your side from here, making sure that shoulder didn't lift on the other side. And then we exhale, press the palms down, inhale, center, exhale, and inhale. I need to scoot myself one little notch back, exhale, and inhale. That's gonna help me stay nice and stable. In this position, you can also think about those feet and those knees. Make sure they're pointing straight forward if we can. Feet flat on the floor, all the things. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. And inhale. Few more, you've got it. Exhale and inhale, shoulders even. Exhale and inhale. One more and inhale. Good. Open the arms towards the side. Let that opposite arm kind of float up even with that strap arm. We exhale and inhale. So finding that snow angel movement before we have the legs lifted, before we're adding any sort of curl just centering yourself first, feeling your deep obliques, those inner obliques and transverse, really working to keep your hips and shoulders stabilized here. Let's do one more. And then when you're ready, you can add one knee in 90 and the other knee in 90, making sure we have a nice rib to hip connection here. Let's do one more. Very nice. Open side, arms come to the center. You can bring that opposite arm down for now. You're gonna reach the opposite leg and the core first arm long, and then you press down in the center. Inhale and exhale. As the arm reaches overhead, we try not to arch the back. And center, and reach, and center. Leg only goes so low that you can maintain that rib to hip connection. Maybe you starting to feel the shakes in my voice. I'm starting to feel them in my body at least. And if you'd like, you can add that head, neck, shoulder lift, lifting that bottom arm as well in the center. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, scoop and lift, inhale long, and inhale. Few more. And inhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Hold the scoop. And then lower down with control. One foot down, the other foot down. This opposite arm is coming behind our head. The other arm opens back towards the side. We find that snow angel arm again with the core first side or the weight side. And then we exhale, curling up and over towards that arm as it comes towards your hips, scooping in and up and lowering with control. You may notice that your shoulders start to shift a little bit. So as you lower in the center, try to get your torso back in line. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Few more like this. And inhale. Let's do 3 more. 2 more. And very nice. Reach arms and legs long. Take that core first off. Inhale here. Exhale, nod chin to chest, arms circle wide, reach forward and roll on up. And then find a nice forward fold here, stretching it out. Very nice. Good. Stack your spine up. Let's take a little side stretch on each side. Grounding that hand, grounding the opposite sitting bone, reaching nice and long, pressing through the floor to find a little resistance. Stretching through that side body. And then come back to center. Let's do other side. So press through the floor, reach this opposite sitting bone down, reach that arm long. One more breath. And then come back up through center, roll your shoulders up, down, and back. And then we scoop in all that good energy. Big inhale. Exhale. Bring that energy to your heart. Close your eyes. Inhale. Thanking yourself for moving today, for doing something a little different with the single side challenge here. Inhale. And with the exhale, arms float open, eyes float open, shoulders roll up, down, and back. And I thank you as well. I really hope you enjoyed this routine. If you did, I'd appreciate a little like, a subscribe, or an encouraging comment. That always helps me to continue to make these videos for this wonderful internet world. Also, be sure to check the description. I'm going to link complimentary classes to this one as they're uploaded, so you may want to save the video to come back and check that description and do another series later. No matter what, I truly hope that you feel good in your body. I hope you have a great rest of your day and continue to shine. Bye. Sincere thanks to you, my friend, for being an important part of the beginning of this channel. Every view, thumbs up, subscribe, and encouraging comment increases connection and really does help this space to grow. Please consider following if you haven't already. I appreciate your support and I hope you'll join me again.